Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video where I am going to, for the first time, use this palette. This is the Mikayla palette that she came out with in collaboration with Glamlite, or the other way around, Glamlite in collaboration with Mikayla. And I received this as a gift from a very dear friend of mine, and I'm so happy. Now there was supposed to be even more because my friend is super generous. I think I was supposed to actually get the whole rest of the release too, which is, I do believe, a highlighter, lashes, and some lip products, I think. But as of right now, I only have this. Super grateful. And Glamlite, sort of for saying sorry, sent me this one instead and told me that the other items will still arrive. So this is the S'mores palette. I'm just going to quickly show you because it's so cute. There I go with the food related makeup. I've never had s'mores. I have no idea what the hype is about, but okay. And this is how the face palette looks. And actually, I'm super grateful that they chose something that actually fits my complexion, you know? So that is really nice. So I'm also going to use this for the time being, you know, till I have the Mikayla highlighter and all of that. Now, of course, the perfect situation would have been that I can show you the whole thing, you know? That would have made the most sense, but it is life, and what can I do? Okay, so anyway, these items that have not been shipped are in back order and they will be shipped soon. That's all I know as of right now. Okay, so here we have the palette. Super cute packaging with the glitter and the stuff. It's really nice. And this is how she looks. Okay, so we have a big palette here, which is nice. I like big palettes, as you know. I kind of feel like when I look at this palette, I see two palettes. I see this whole strip here, and then of course this one. I think that this one is spectacular. This one, for someone who likes neutrals, is also super nice and well executed. For me, it could have even been like two palettes, because I would probably have just bought this one. But in any case, it is nice. It makes it more versatile for people who like to also include neutrals or mix it up, you know? So anyway, I think what I'm going to do today, because this is a first impression, so I'm going to... Of course, I'm going to tell you a story. I have a story for you, sweeties. Okay, and I think I'm going to definitely go into the greens today because I have not done anything green for quite some time, which is strange because I'm always trying to not do green because I feel like everybody knows that I want to do it, so I'm trying to not do it. It's crazy. Okay, so this is how the outer packaging looks. And yeah, it's all super nice with the silver. It's kind of textured and it's really nice. So they did super well here. And now let's... Okay, sweeties, we gotta go to work. I have already primed one of my eyes. And of course, if you don't know, what am I doing here? Yeah, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist, and I love makeup and I love colorful makeup especially, and also colorful styling. Now this is pajama time, but if you watch me till the end of the video, then you will see when I come back with the finished look, my finished styling and the way I look during the day, basically. So because now it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when I'm filming for you. Yes, I know. And that's what it is. So anyway, please feel free to check out my channel. Feel free to check out my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, so you can see what I'm all about, and please subscribe to my channel. That would be great. Okay, now this is always such a long speech, seriously. Okay, so let's move you up a little bit closer. And for some reason I feel like I have a hair here on my... Yeah, there you are. Okay, so anyway, let's dab this out. I'm using the Sigma Eyeshadow Primer, actually off camera, for several looks with different palettes. I've now also been trying the ABH Eyeshadow Primer. I'm still trying to form an opinion and try to compare, because there are strong points in the Sigma one and there are also strong points that speak for the ABH one, and I'm trying to find out what I like more. I'm kind of torn still. Okay, please let me know what primers you use and if you would recommend them for colorful makeup, because I'm still hunting down the perfect primer. Okay, sweeties. Okay, so I want to go in. That is a good question. Let us go in maybe with, wow, overwhelming, mass hole? What? With this blue shade. What in the world? What does that mean, mass hole? No idea. Anyway, let's go in with the darkest shade. Picks up super nice on the brush. This is like a super beautiful royal blue. Wow. Okay, so let us just place this here. Oh wow. Sweeties, that is impressive, and that also means that I'm going to be here for a while trying to blend this out. But anyway, my fault for going in with the darkest shade first, right? But I mean, seriously, you do get the best color payoff and the color intensity like this. And yeah, but of course it takes more time if you insist on a good blend, you know. If you just put it on and call it a day, feel free to do so. It's just not really where I see myself going. But anyway, so let's just put this on, and of course I want to tell you a story. And that just happened now recently in my personal life when I'm filming this. Basically just a few days ago. So in case you don't know, I'm Jewish, I'm modern Orthodox, so I go to synagogue for prayers. Okay, now I went my last Shabbat, I went to prayers, and after the prayers, because my husband is kind of in a leading position in our synagogue, I kind of waited around till he finished what he had to do. And wait, I'm going to blend out this shade with the shade Rhody, which is this one here, the lighter blue. Okay, so I was kind of hanging around with the kids and talking to people, you know, because it's also so nice. A lot of people, due to the pandemic, we haven't really spoken to a long time because, you know, we have all been isolated and all of that. And also, even though my family and we have been going back to synagogue for quite some time now, a lot of the older people or high-risk people have only now recently started to come back, you know. And we basically did have services all through the pandemic. I know that in a lot of countries these synagogues shut down, and maybe also in my country, I don't know, but ours did not, because fortunately we do have, for the most part, weather conditions that enable us to have services outside throughout the year. Sometimes it was really cold, sometimes it did rain, of course, during the winter, and that is when I did not go, but my husband always goes. So I was talking to different people, and it was really, really nice. And there was this older couple who told me that I keep popping up on their Facebook feed, and it's always such a nice colorful surprise, and it is so, so nice, you know, because to get this kind of a feedback in person is just really, really cool. I really, really like that. So anyway, and after I had finished talking to that older couple, I went to my husband because he was actually talking to someone else, and that is David. Okay, now sweetie, if your name is Audrey and you live in Israel and you know a David and a Rena, this story is about you. I hope your name is Audrey, because I think I remember David telling me that your name is Audrey. But anyway, so you will recognize yourself in the story if that is you. Now I'm going to go in to the next shade, and I think I want to use this shade, the shade Loop, this one. This is kind of a light olive green. It looks a little bit like there is a white base to it, but let's see. Let's place this right here. I have to say the pigmentation is really cool. Really, really cool. Just have to see how I'm going to blend all of this out. Okay, so back to the story. So I went to my husband. He was talking with David, and while my husband was then doing other stuff, David turned to me and he said, well, you left quite an impression. And I was like, what? So yeah, so he said that a couple weeks ago, or by now maybe it's months ago, because back then we were still not praying inside the synagogue. We still had to pray outside because, of course, you know, because of the pandemic and all those restrictions and stuff. So he said that they had a friend over for Shabbat visiting, and her name is Audrey, and I think that is a friend from school, or like a friend of his wife, of Rena. I hope it's okay that I'm mentioning these names. Please forgive me if it's not, because there's nothing I can do. Okay, next shade. This is Handy. Okay, that's the yellow, and I want to place that at the very inner part of the crease. The pigmentation, though, is really wow. So something like that. Okay, so back to the story again. I'm very jumpy when I'm telling stories, sorry. But yeah, so Audrey was there, and I was apparently also in the synagogue, which doesn't surprise me because I'm usually there. And apparently when Rena and Audrey came to the service, she saw me already being in the middle of prayer with my kids, because usually my kids sit all around me like the little ducklings they are, because I'm also teaching them, you know, I'm teaching them about the prayer book, how to use it, where we are, what we have to do, like all these things, you know, and they learning by doing, you know, and usually kids learn the best by copying their parents or whoever teaches them. So that's what we're doing. All right, so she saw me there and she recognized me, and apparently Audrey is watching my videos. Now, Audrey didn't know that I'm part of this community where David and Arena live, you know? And that is, is so funny, because apparently Audrey then, after the fact, you know, when they came back from the synagogue and went to have their Shabbat lunch or whatever, she asked Rena and David and said, was that Leorah Hallel Goldberg? And they were like, yeah, because for them, I'm just like Leorah. I'm the mother of, you know, I'm the wife of, I'm the friend of, you know, I am not the YouTuber at all, you know, at all. So anyway, plus they know me for years and years. Our kids have gone to the same classes and to the same this and that. They go to the same school. They have been in the same kindergartens. We're just friends, you know. So so she asked them if I'm Leorah Hallel Goldberg. Yeah, that's the one. And then she asked, does she live here or was she just visiting? And they said, she lives here, you know, like we're friends. And she was like, oh no, this is so amazing. And I watch her all the time while I'm cooking. And at least that's what David told me. Okay, so dear Audrey, if I hope this is all more or less what how the story goes. But anyway. And then she also said, also my daughter is watching her, and that is so cool, and this and that. And when David told me this, I was like, wow, why didn't she come up to me, you know? And I was like, she should have come up to me. That could have been so cool. But you know what? The more I thought about it, the more I felt like, wow, it's actually so nice that she didn't. Because I'm going to tell you. Wait, I think I'm even going to just dab on one more shade. I'm just trying to figure out the right brush. Maybe this one here, just a sliver of Freetown to put between the dark blue and the green. I kind of feel like there should have been another green that is a tiny little bit darker, but that's just because I can never get enough of greens. So I'm just trying to sort of blend these two, the dark blue and the green, a little bit better together with the help of that teal shade, just a tiny little bit. Okay, so anyway, I was thinking it is actually so nice that she didn't, because first of all, my prayer time is very important to me. I'm kind of just rediscovered how important it is to also pray in a group and not just at home, which we had to do, of course, throughout the whole pandemic or most of the time. And it also really bothers me when other people that are not connected to me at all, you know, when they come into the synagogue or into prayer and then they have a conversation there, you know, it really bothers me, because I feel that that it is not giving me respect, and it's also not giving God respect, and have your conversation somewhere else, you know. So if that is really that I was in the middle of prayer with my kids, I think it was actually super nice that she did not interrupt that moment, you know. Also, I feel like it is very important for me, for my mental health, for my heart, for my soul, for everything, that I do have this prayer time, you know. So anyway, if you don't pray and don't believe in God, you know, whatever. I always say, like, if hugging a tree makes you happy, if sitting on a pole and screaming makes you happy, do whatever you want, you know. But this is, of course, my channel, so I'm sharing about my life. All right, sweeties, so that was so cool, you know, to basically come very close to a real life fan, kinda, you know. Didn't really actually end up meeting her, but I thought that was so cool to have this happening while I'm in complete unawareness of anything, of everything. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, Audrey, I'm so happy that that I kind of saw you, but also not. But anyway, maybe next time, you know, maybe next time. Okay, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we can chat next time you come around. Maybe Rena can tell me that you're in the area and we can meet up or something. All right, so anyway, that is the story, and I just thought that this was so cool. Okay, so now let's put on some shimmer. Let's go into this shade, because this is stunning. It is actually the name stunning, but it is also really stunning. So that is like a light green. Let's see, this looks really foiled. Let's put that one on, and I think I'm just going to go for the darker green here, right next to it. That is Bonehead. All these names about, I don't know. I have not watched a single video about this palette, so I don't know. I don't even know if Mikayla made a video about it. Maybe, I have no idea. I'm not really watching any YouTube these days because I'm just too busy. So that's why it might come across as really ignorant that I don't know anything, because there might be explanations out there. I just don't know them. Okay, and it's also not that deep. It's okay. I don't need to know everything. Okay, so this is Bonehead. This is how this shade looks. Okay, so now I'm just basically going to blend it into that dark blue, and that is basically going to be the look. For the under eye area, I'm going to try to figure that out while I'm off camera. As always, of course, you're going to see the swatches. I'm going to try to swatch this big palette here on my arm. So when I come back, you're going to see that, and of course also the finished look with the finished styling. So for all of that, please feel free to stay tuned, because we need to chat about this a little bit more. Okay, my lovelies, here we are back with the finished look and the finished styling, and I told you it's gonna be colorful. I told you it's gonna be kind of pretty, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I think this looks really cool, and I think you also probably noticed while I was applying the makeup or the eyeshadow that I was really enjoying it. You know, when that first dark blue hit my eye, it was an explosion of emotion, you know, and this is basically how the look continued. It was extremely easy to work with. Surprisingly, even when I said that, wow, this is going to take me some time to blend it out, you saw it was not, you know, it was actually really cool. Now, of course, in that case, I did have that light blue to blend it out with. If you want to blend out that dark blue just with itself, I don't know how that works because I have not tried that. But anyway, so this is how the look turned out. Let me just zoom you in so you can take a closer look. And I also used that face palette, the S'mores palette, for bronzer and highlighter. I'm going to show you in just a second which of the shades I used. Yeah, so this is how it turned out. And I used quite a few shades of the palette, I have to say, so that is really cool. So before we go into that, let me just quickly show you. So I used, of course, this obviously as a bronzer. It is a tiny little bit dark for me, so I went in like super light-handed, but it's a very beautiful shade. And then for highlighter, I used this one. This one I have not used as of right now. Okay, now let's go into the palette. Of course, I have all the swatches right here. They swatched super well, I have to say. With the exception of maybe this one, this is a little bit patchy, but besides that, everything else looks really good, you know. And this is again on a bare arm. All my swatches are always on a bare arm. Okay, so let's talk about the palette. Here we have, of course, the outer packaging. I don't know if you can see how cute this is with the sparkles or the glitter or whatever you call it. So Mikayla, very well done. And then you do have the palette with 30 shades. Super nice big mirror. You have all those shade names. Most of them I don't know what it like refers to or whatever, but that is of course, you know, it's her story, it's Mikayla's story, it's her life, it's her palette, so whatever, you know, that is completely fine. I don't need to know everything. You do have all these shades, you don't have pressed glitters, you do have shimmers, and you do have mattes, and here you do have of course the ingredients on the back. Okay, so that is what you're getting. Overall impression, really nice, really good quality, and of course, as I already told you, the pigmentation, or as you saw, the pigmentation was out of this world. So beautiful. Also the buildability of different shades on top of each other, really nice. I have no complaints. This was so good. There was also no creasing as of right now. This look is about 4 to 5 hours old, so there was no creasing so far, no, I don't know, fading or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, really, you know, yeah. Okay, so let me just tell you how I finished the look. I actually used this one here at the inner part of my eye underneath, and then I blended it into this one right here. Okay, this shade I did blend out a tiny little bit with this one, so I basically picked up this shade again from where we also placed it in the crease, you know. And then in the inner corner I have this one, which is like a silver, how would I explain this, like a light lavender silver shifty shade. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome for that one. Okay, so that is basically how I finished the look. On my waterline, I just chose to have a black there because I kind of felt like that would be nice, and I really feel that it turned out super well. So yeah, I'm happy. I am happy. With both performances, I also really like the highlighter formula because I didn't even build this up to full strength, you know, because I have to go grocery shopping today, so I kind of figured, you know, let's not be like super flashy. But I don't know if it's too late for that. Yeah. Anyway, if you see me in the supermarket, you're welcome. Come over and say hi, you know? It is really nice to just go back to the topic that I was speaking about in the makeup application part. I think actually really that it is so nice that Audrey did not come over and disturb me in prayer. I think that is super respectful, and that is, I really appreciate that. That is so nice. Thank you so much. But if you see me while I'm not praying, which is most of the time, feel free to come over. I don't bite. I'm happy to meet you. And yeah, and that's basically it. Okay, so sweeties, that is that. If you do live here where I live, feel free to like look for a pop of color. It's probably me. All right, sweeties, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful in case you were wondering to get this palette or not. So far so good. It has been super approved. Like after this first look, I really like it. Really like it. So yeah, that's basically all I can say to that right now. But first impressions can be super right. They don't necessarily have to be, but they can be, you know, just saying. Okay, I've also had bad first impressions, and then with the second look it really improved, and the third one was spectacular. So, you know, take it or leave it for what it's worth, but I think also the result speaks for itself. So that is that. Of course, as always, my makeup, everything that I have on my face will be listed in the description box down below, together with all my discount codes. Feel free to use them or not, depending on what you want to do, but if you do, thank you so much for supporting me in that way. Also, a huge thank you for my friend who gave this to me as a gift. I'm really looking forward to get the rest of the collection, and besides that, of course, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I would absolutely love to have you here. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below, and I should see all of you back here on my channel for my next video, which is gonna be super soon. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.